Okay, well, I'm going to give you one man's observations, and you can take it for what it's worth. It's worked. How do I know when I find something's right? It works. If it doesn't work, I haven't hit it yet. So that's what you're going to get. I have nobody up there that I can work with at close range at all. All my experimenting and investigations I've got to do it alone. So that's what you're going to get. It helps with one man's observations. And so far, they've worked. Now, I've observed that while most people in this movement understand something about energy on a small scale, they apparently don't seem to know much about it on a larger scale. And today, the larger scale is what's playing a very important part in our lives. It's, in a sense, controlling our lives, how we react to the stuff, and what we understand about it. Because if we don't understand about it, and it's affecting our lives as severely as it is, what we will do is put the blame and look for the causes and the reasons for this stuff in all the wrong places. One thing this current energy situation has done, it's proven Murphy's Law. Anything that can go wrong will go wrong. And that's exactly what it's doing, and I think we've all experienced that. Now, how many of you understand or have worked with energy on a scale of, say, half a province? Yeah, you have, of course. Oh, yes. But not many of us have worked on it on that scale, and not many of us have even understood how that large-scale energy is affecting us. Now, those of you who have, and there's not very many of you, but not very many anyplace apparently, will have your own points of reference, and so you may or may not get much out of this. I hope you do, but if you don't, I'll understand, because you've already got your own points of reference. At the moment, because of the tremendous influence of these greater energies, they determine not only how we respond to life, but how we can respond to life. They have put a limiting effect on us in some ways, and in other ways, an expanding effect. Those of you who have done this type of work or got involved in it and can have witnessed the results of your work, it's very exhilarating work. It's a thankless job because nobody knows you're doing it except yourself. It's not like working on other people or working on a home situation or any of that stuff. It's totally different work. The work is done the same way, but you're not working directly with other people, and nobody knows you're doing it, so therefore it's a thankless job. I often wish that I had more background in physics, but I don't. So I have to take it from a layman's point of view, from a layman's approach. Now, you can't get prolonged observations on these energies because they're too rapidly changing. They're just changing. In fact, the matter is we don't live in exactly the same energy situations for 3 days in a row, changing that fast. And something that might be bugging you today, in 2 weeks, it's gone and something else has taken its place. Now, these energies that could formerly only be perceived by the most sensitive people are now having a tremendous effect on the masses. All energy works first on the nervous system, and how we respond to that depends to a large extent when we had an infusion one day, and it lasted for quite a while, but it was an infusion of love energy. There was absolutely no question about it. And you didn't have to guess what it was. You could feel it. And at the same time, there were vortexes opening here and there all over the country. Some of these vortexes even had spirit attendants. Now, can I prove it? No, I can't. But I could talk to them, so I know they were there. And these vortexes were spreading out this love energy. And that was the beginning of what you might call a new mini-age or something. Because at that time, from that day on, when that happened, any of my classes I could teach at a much advanced level, and they could understand it. I could jack it up about 2 notches, and they could grab it. They knew what I was talking about. That was the beginning of what I suppose you'd call a new mini-age in this energy business. And from that time on, it's been a progression. In fact, some of those vortexes would be open for healing energy for so many hours a day. And then they would close. Then gradually, in a matter of a couple of weeks or so, those particular ones would be open all day. But when they were first open for so many hours a day, there was one night I was working on a fella, and I never asked for anything. It was in an off period of time. It was around 8 o'clock at night, and that's not when that particular vortex had been open for healing energy. And all of a sudden, this healing energy came in, just like that. Because I know that they were being intelligently managed. And then gradually, they stayed open all the time, so they weren't being managed the same way. Under this current system, larger energy system that we're living in, negative becomes more negative, positive becomes more positive. Now, the positive outcomes are not as glaring as the negative ones, but yet they're there if you look for them. Things that did not matter before now matter. Things that we didn't even pay attention to before, now we have to pay attention to. The law of attraction is working